"Hey," I initiated after a while of hugging and plain togetherness. "Quite strange to meet you here. When you said Wagner Avenue, I thought of a house just like mine, but that is just insane." But it simultaneously urges me to set something right. Something that is related to relationships between partners from different societies. Simply said, Suddenly we were interrupted by a door opening not far away, so that I automatically stopped speaking. Although Chloe was still directing her full attention toward me, I cancelled any further words, because it was meant to be a clarification with only the two of us involved. As it turned out not much later, the noise was caused by Chloe's father, who entered the room we were currently situated in. "I'm really pleased to see you, Aaron," he greeted me with a grin. He stretched out his hand and initiated a handshake, what I reciprocated. Before he could mention anything further, I heard the same obtrusive noise again, and also this time it announced the person joining us, her mother. With her inside, he made a gesture, alluding to take a seat. "Yeah, Aaron, when you want to anticipate something entering your room, then listen to the doors, they will tell you. But I think you have derived that of your own accord. Anyway, let's have a seat and get comfortable, as we have to make important decisions." Thereupon everyone took a seat, except for her mother. She served coffee from a tray I have not yet seen her with. She placed the cups in front of everyone and poured the boiling coffee inside. Before I had the decision, I already had my vessel filled to the top. Thereby she made indirectly clear that it was natural to drink coffee here, but I was fine with it anyway. I loved coffee. After I thanked her kindly, she took a seat next to Chloe, so that mother and daughter sat opposite to me, while her father sat at the short end of the dark brown table to my right. Before the prime matter was initiated though, he considered a formal introduction in between. "So Aaron, once again, thank you for being here. I am Jonathan, or John. There is my wife Marilyn, and with Chloe you're already well acquainted, I suppose." Afterwards, he left some space for me to introduce myself personally to his wife, as an act of equalization, so to say. "Hello, I'm Aaron. Nice to meet you." To provide evidence for my so-called social education, I raised myself and reached her my hand. But soon I had to acknowledge that I rather made a clown out of me, as they all looked at me as if I had done something utterly wrong. Therefore, no need to mention that I desired to just turn the time back and start a new approach. But for it wasn't possible, I had to endure whatever was coming my way. In that case, I was soon acquainted with what exactly that was. First Jonathan, then Chloe started to chuckle. Not much later Marilyn as well. "Don't keep it that formal. This is family, not business." I coughed subtly and equated my smile to theirs to cover the embarrassment somehow. Then, all of a sudden, the person I wanted to introduce myself to approached me in return. "As it has been said, I'm Marilyn, or just call me Mary, and I'm also glad to see you, even though you probably wouldn't expect that from me." For I knew exactly what she was referring to, I replied instantaneously. "It's fine. We all needed and still need time to get along with everything. In fact, we are here to facilitate the progress on this matter," John added. I just nodded subsequently, as he got to the heart of it quite precisely. "He's right, but I want you to know nonetheless that I'm grateful toward you as well, Aaron." I only smiled at her, as Chloe's father took the word to himself again seconds later. So now onto the main matter. I don't want to disguise it anymore, but instead say it as it is. We have not much time left to show you how much we love you. Latter was clearly directed to Chloe, as it basically paraphrased the sense of what he said to me in the hallway of the hospital back then. And therefore, for the first time in your life as well as ours, we want to grant you love and the coherent freedom. Until recent times, we had a completely distorted view on those terms, but at least we have a clear view now. Our love namely consisted of pushing you into a role you obviously didn't want, only because we wanted you to be like us. But loving someone rather means to let go of someone, to allow them to live in freedom, to live the life they choose, not you choose as a parent or as a possessive partner. As his words lapsed into stuttering, Chloe elucidated her point of view while grabbing the arm of her father. Mom and Dad, don't be too hard on yourselves. Being a parent is not how it seems when you read magazines or watch TV shows. It is more real, more demanding. It is even more than a job, where you can differentiate between working and relaxing. You have to dedicate every second of your life to it. You always work for being a parent. When you love something truly, you pay for it with your life, in the sense of investment. Love is the dedication of one's life to a person, while the dedication to an object or matter is being referred to as passion. However, you showed signs that you care about me, so I don't make you any reproaches. In fact, you made me who I am right now, and to be honest, I'm feeling better than ever. Like a mayfly, spreading its wings and flying into sunset. Only because my journey will be shorter than the most other ones, it doesn't mean that it can't be as spectacular or fulfilling. The fact that you're sitting here together shows me that you have learned, that you know now what it means to be a parent, to be a partner in a relationship. And just like Aaron will hold me throughout those coming weeks, you will hold onto each other. Otherwise, it would be a wasted marriage. The only thing you have really slaked on is related to disregarding what I want. But once again, both of you have improved, and therefore I'm just grateful for how it is. Maybe that is the purpose of everything, who knows? All three of us were equally touched by her poignant words. Although it was a sad story, it was also a real one. Of course, I didn't have evidence on their life earlier, but just like it was the case in my own family, the secrets have outworn their purpose, so everything that abode was the truth. And they did justice to it, as I confirmed for myself without much effort. Mary laid her hand onto Chloe's shoulder and said, "Whatever your plans are, you can count on us." And Aaron as well, as an important factor of the reunited family. Kind of interrupting the speech of Mary, I saw Chloe blinking at me, what I could not comprehend at first. Only when she explained herself, it dawned on me what it was about. Then I wished to retreat for a little consultation with Aaron. Give us 10 minutes, and afterwards we will share the result with you. Even before I was able to follow her mentally, or at least before I could finish my coffee, she stood on my right and began dragging me behind her. It transpired so fast that even her parents were likely swamped. In fact, I couldn't even catch their reaction, as we had left the room a few seconds later. While I was bound to her guidance, I only brought forth sounds of questioning, like, huh? Or, But that didn't prevent her from leading me further. That ended first, when we entered the room she obviously intended to reach, as she commented our arrival with "here we are." If I had worn a collar, I would have shown marks of strangulation probably, as she was pulling so hard that any acts of resistance were in vain. Now, finally capable of breathing again, I saw where she wanted to go, and with the realization in this aspect, I was flashed another time. I found myself inside a typical girl's room, but at the same time so monstrous that I searched for the superlative form of being a girl. The ceilings high, the walls tall and wide, granting space for a mirror which depicted the entire room and let it appear twice as big. The bed had estimated 5 meters in height, 2 in width and 3 in length. In fact, such a sleeping place is described in the fairy tales like Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty. The room of a princess, and hence, everything easily exceeded the familiar dimensions of the rooms I knew so far. But overall, it was only equating to the house itself. However, after seconds of fascination, in which I only had eyes for the room, Chloe brought me back to the realm of reality. "Welcome to my room, Aaron. It is probably not what you have reckoned with, is it? But anyway, I hope you have realized what I indirectly have alluded to. the places you want to visit. Choose only the most extraordinary, extravagant ones. Everything else would not do justice to the cause. When I took a seat on her bed as she demanded of me, I recalled her plea and reciprocated. Of course, I have thought about it, and thereby, as a matter of fact, emerged the most creative moments for months. With so much ideas as regards the locations we could visit. 11 weeks filled with, in a moment I completely lost my point. I suddenly felt prompted to catch up with my point from before. A thought being present, exactly since I knew about her exalted style of living. Right then, I was namely struck by the societal idea to only be together with another person because of possessions. Although that was never my intention, I had an alibi based on my ignorance. I wanted to set things right with her and not by any means leave space for anything else. So I reached out to her. Before I continue, I want to clarify something, because I feel like doing so. In simple, for me, this is not about the convenient opportunity to travel around the world, nor about experiencing luxury. This is only about you and me, that's it. In fact, I would rather stay with you in a rundown shed somewhere in the woods, so that nothing leads me into temptation. Our intentions require faith and trust in each other, and to face any disruptions out, I want to shh. Like earlier, she laid her index finger on my lips, preventing me from speaking further. Aaron, if you want to speak about that, then let me tell you this. The very first thing I was doing when I got to know you closer was making sure that you were not like others who follow the mentioned principle of how we call it, gold digging. I know, a quite metaphorical term, but still representing the truth. When you show what you have, then you will have many friends and lovers, bad ones. But when you show what you don't have, then you will gain only a couple of friends and maybe one lover at the most. But those you will encounter then will wade through the mud together with you. To be honest, it was part of the veiling process of my true identity. How could I have granted that aspect of unconditionality when I told you right from the start that I was affluent, when I appealed to your physical desires? Again, I was looking for something real, something honest, and therefore I applied the means to find truth. I deliberately showed my flaws, and the people who stayed are just perfect for accompanying me till death. Like Jessica, like you, Aaron. Because of that, I'm so very happy and want to give you everything I'm able to give you, be it money or love. Look at that pandemic suffering out there that is going on. Misguided entities chasing truth and finding lies. Not being strong enough to say no to what doesn't serve them. They stick to it, as if they were coerced to do so, resulting in the sumptuous rate of divorce and lives you could rather paraphrase with misery. All they have to do is choose differently, choose love over fear. And since I was brought face to face with that change, my choice is now to be together with you, to be a part of you, heart to heart. Because everything being lodged there will remain forever, even when the brain passes. So when you get to grips with every possible troublemakers, there is nothing stopping us from doing whatever we want, wherever we want.